And as always, welcome back to Half Hour Henshin. I am one of your co-hosts, Sleepy Witch, joined by my friend
DJ Azure, the 2.5D Hero Talk Tuber.
And we're getting into it this week because, again, oh my god, Boonboomger finale is so much.
It's really funny this week because just to give everyone our table of contents for this week, pretty much we are going to be talking about Gavv, which has really bad stuff going on right now. We are going to be having a little bit of a lull, a happy lull, because we're going to be talking about the Red Ranger isekai and the fact that
Gozyuger is coming out.
Gozyuger is we got the press conference, so we have some information on that. So we're gonna get excited for that. But of course, the happiness has to end because Boonboomger had his penultimate episode. Also, what do you mean it was the penultimate episode? We're gonna revisit that.
God, yeah, that's a whole. It's almost over. It's so sad. One of the other big things, I had talked to Azure about it, but I don't think we ever talked about it on the podcast. I think we're going to start rotating the order in which we talk about based on release. So once Gozyuger comes out, since that's going to be newer, like Boonboomger is going to like go out, and then Rider will be at the end with Gozyuger going first.
Yeah,
especially because that means for the finale episodes, we'll be able to talk a little bit faster about the show that is still like in the middle of its plot, and then we can spend all that extra time on like, oh my god, because if we go long, we go long. It happens.
Yeah. And talking about a show where normally there is a lull in the middle of it when a new show's about to premiere.
Gavv continues to go hard. Oh my god.
So
the boys are fighting.
Yeah, let's just cut right to it. Shoma's Secret's out now.
Yeah, the last first of all, I love that. Again, I love Gloda's whole vibe. I'm sure everyone does. All I've seen is people obsessed with her monster form too. I get it, absolutely. But her just being like, not bad. I guess at the end of the day, you know, even the youngest stomach isn't rotten or whatever. It's like, or if you're rotten, you're still the youngest stomach. It's like, ooh, that's a hard line, and it outs him. And also, him doing his little like cake pose into the finisher for cake looked awesome.
Ooh, yep.
Everything looked fantastic.
Yeah. So, where do we even unpack this? Because
I mean, we unpack it with like people have been posting the clip. Man, Hanto really decked them. You see his cheek like wiggle. It's like one of those I've seen videos of the people who do like the competitive like slap. You know what I'm talking about? And it looked like that. I'm like, oh my god, he smacked them. The boys are breaking up.
Rip. I mean, it's not even toxic yaoi. We don't have toxic yaoi. We just the boys are sad now. And like, you know, obviously, you know, we always love to like, you know, compare, you know, Valen and Vram. But sorry. God, what was it? Lucky.
He's like Lakia.
Yeah, Lakia. Yeah. Well, yeah. We now know Lagi 9's real name, which is Lakia.
Which honestly is way more normal than I thought. It makes sense, and Shoma has like a normal name too.
Yeah, but Lakia and Hanto, they're like pretty much Lakia just kind of like just quietly accepted it, but Hanto is angry now.
Well, Lakia has also been learning a bunch from him and was already a little suspicious. But also, again, Hanto has an innate hatred for Granudes. That, you know, we know is wrong because we know Shoma is a good guy, and we know that, like, look, from what it looks like, again, big reveals, normal Granudes don't know what humans are. That was kind of intense. And that also explains how, you know, normal, regular people who get addicted to the dark treats can start taking, you know, humans and be like, oh, well, whatever. We don't even know what these guys are. You know, who cares? Maybe they're not even really real kind of thing. The scenes of, like... first of all, again, the setup for this episode for, like, Hanto's still knocked out, but he's healing, you know, like, they take off the bandages and, like, the wounds are gone. And so he's knocked out for most of this episode. And I'm just like, oh god, he's gonna wake up at a terrible time, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's what happens to him.
But then, yeah, the setup of Shoma showing him, like, this is what you're doing to people. Like, are you really gonna keep doing this? And he's like, why do you think my brother died? It's like, remembering the stuff that his uncle told him about how, like, if you wanted to quit the company, they usually just take you out. And it's like, he probably wanted to stop, you know, taking people in. And, you know, that matches up with him coming home and being like, you know, I've done something unforgivable as he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
All of it is really tragic, and I think it's really funny because I think other people have been talking about the like, oh, this is the like, the Hanto caught him cheating
Yeah.
has been like the meme, but it's also really funny because it's the like complicated thing where like Hanzo caught him cheating, but I feel like these two are gonna be way more like sibling coded. You know what I mean? It's like an older brother who lost his younger brother and a younger brother whose older, siblings were all terrible. Like that's a match made in heaven for like drama and like familial relate, like you know what I mean, like found family tropes.
Yeah, it's man, it's just real sad with it.
And like
Like,
the setup of Hanto seeing like the Twitter notification and being like, "Oh, he's fighting four of them alone. I have to help."
mm-hmm.
Uh,
and not only that, like the reason why they were fighting so many at once is because they actually went in to save all the people that Lakia oppressed.
yep. And which they did. At least they managed to find the kids. The kids are gone. Oh man, that was such a cool scene because again, it was giving little hints of like, why does Shoma know how to go in here? Why was the gate to the other world only openable by Shoma? And like you see, Lakia's already like kind of putting it together in his head. Like he's like squinting and like, But he doesn't really say much. We're gonna really see his reaction to like that news next episode, because obviously Hanto's the one who was going wild. Speaking of Lakia, Pudding Cup or Jello Cup, squeezes his granute organ, and I saw some people were talking about in like the like director's notes or stuff like that it like is dangerous for him to use it too long.
I makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it looks like he's It looks like he's like breathing really hard as something comes out. I saw some stuff.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
No, the reason why this makes sense is because it's JoJo Part 3. Remember?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you remember how JoJo Part 3 worked? How he was quote unquote invisible to Dio?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, he basically stops his heart using jelly.
Yeah,
and that's so they can't find him because he has no heartbeat in a way.
I wonder if that's like a direct reference. That's pretty funny. I did not think of that at all, by the way. You know what I was thinking about when I saw that, like, oh my god, he's got a rider upgrade that directly causes him health damage, and all I can think about is like, oh no, we are not beating the grease allegations. Oh no. His family's already dead. He's joined the Riders. His second form causes him health complications if he uses it. Nah.
It looks like it's just a way to like just make him invisible by just like making him undetectable by stopping his breathing essentially.
Yeah.
Like temporarily stopping his existence because like obviously he basically is able to breathe again. Like he breathes heavy when he comes out of the invisible.
Also, we have some cool like stuff about Glota, where like she seems to be able to like charge up damage she's taken.
Yeah, just reverse it.
That's really cool. I really dig that as a vibe. I also dig that like she's so intimidating. They didn't do shit to her.
Yeah,
they like broke her scythe, and she was like, "Okay, I guess that's not bad. We'll play next time."
Yep. Yeah. It's like this would be around the time when technically we probably would see like one of the family die because we
saw one of them die.
Yeah, exactly. Then we're in the middle now, and Glota is like the main villain here, and at least it seems like it for now, but we have more important things to worry about.
And we got more people to worry about. We got man, and then we have the preview, which obviously Hanta's like, hey, I'm gonna destroy all granutes. That includes you. But also, Bitter Gavv is Shoma clone.
Yeah, I was shocked when I learned that it was a clone. I'm like,
once I saw that he had taken his hair, I was like, oh, okay, that's probably it. But I'd seen people talking about the possibility of it being a clone, and I was like, that'd be interesting. The big thing I've seen people is like, this is who Shoma would have grown up to be if his family like gave a shit about him.
Oh man,
I'm excited. I like the Bitter Gavv suit. Good vibes. That's definitely not going to cause even more of a rift between him and Hanto, though.
Oh man, yeah, exactly. Because and not only that, he was like showing the Shoma clone, and like and just like look, this is who he is,
And
this is
Also, big thing is like, oh no, like Shoma probably has to go on the run again for a bit because like Hanta's
Uh,
gonna tell Sachika or like something's gonna happen there.
yeah, I mean, like only other thing though is that what we can only hope for is that we do get some actual communication, because that seems to be a big part that has been delightful in this show so
Yeah,
far.
to be fair, I think when like it's like this, I'm all for the miscommunication because it's all fucking drama. These guys are all insane. I love how everything's going, but I do think they gotta talk it out. I'm hoping that there's some fun communication and we can get through it a little bit. Uh, but I mean, hey, that's kind of where we're set up. Uh, Red Ranger Isekai. We're talking about around the first 3 episodes. We're not going to talk about it next week as we talk about the Boonboomger finale, and we're basically just going to be about an episode behind just because of when I have time to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is so fun.
Yeah, so pretty much I just love the show because it really is just a love letter to Sentai. Like everything just oozes, like all the stupidity of the show just oozes it. But
But
yeah, like
also, it's a little bit of a like letter or like a love letter to isekai because a lot of the dumb isekai things are being represented here
yeah.
as well.
Oh man, yeah, because like one of the things that like some people were like saying, oh yeah, I forgot the show's an isekai, when they basically like show the witch girl, her just pretty much wearing a bikini pretty
Her,
much for the
yeah,
most part.
yeah, her outfit is definitely it's definitely out there.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, especially once the princess shows up, you're like, okay, well, she gets to wear clothes.
Yeah.
I
But
really like
also-
it. I also
yeah,
really like that they've decided to like make a couple of like adaptational changes from the manga to the anime to make it even more tokusatsu coded.
Yeah, yeah, they changed was it Kizuna Kaiser to look less like a Getter Robo and more like just a regular toy.
Yep. I like that.
The,
Obviously, this means we can have stuff like the insert music during fights.
oh my god.
They made they made that opening seem a lot longer because like in the manga, it's literally like 2 pages of like, oh, he's basically like doing that final punch and he explodes. Like, I'll leave it all to you. But we get to see kind of like them breaking in and them working together a little bit. Also, obviously, it means we get a transformation sequence for the mechs and stuff.
Which is so sick, and and also I got the thing I wanted, a broken helmet.
Yeah, you got the helmetless. There's not exactly like a whole lot to talk about like on substance because it's just we're going through toku tropes and he's just having a lot of fun. I love that he's very clearly like it's about bonds and they're like bandage themed. I love the bond caliber being like a fucking handshake sword with the 2 little hands like shake hand in the middle.
Yeah.
The marriage beam is really dumb and funny.
Yeah, like all the names are so on the nose. They're just puns.
Also, when we get the like flashback to seeing Blue having gone on a date with a monster general in disguise or whatever, and it was just like me thinking about Kyoryuger.
Yeah, there's just a lot of love about this, and falling in love with an enemy general. I mean, Dawn Brothers.
Dawn Brothers.
If we're gonna talk about Bonds, we have to bring up Bonds.
Yep, we have to bring up Bonds. A very Momotaro coded motherfucker.
Yeah, but it's also so great too because like the explosion for the transformation, like it's like okay, so I think Go Under has actually done it before where they actually had what is it? I think Go On Yellow like turn around and the transformation explosion. Might have been Bokenger, but Boken Yellow actually.
It should be in Go On because they've made a similar joke in RPM.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
okay,
in
yeah.
in RPM, we had Ziggy, who was kind of like the comedy relief character, and I know there's specific scenes where he's like, "Guys, why is there always an explosion when you transform? It's like a 6-foot fall of fire. Should we be careful? Am I going to explode randomly? Is this process safe?" And there was one fight where I think they like delayed their transformation so that they could like cause a bigger explosion, basically.
Yeah, also like just turning around and pretty much that explosion gets a lot of mileage in this first episode because it's like please do not stand near the transformation.
Please don't transform in front of me.
Yeah. And then just boom.
I also just love, again, he's a cheerful, he's very much like a very like shonen protagonist, very
Yeah.
very very I want to say like classic Sentai,
Mm-hmm.
where
Yeah.
he's all about doing the right thing, he's got to protect everyone. I love the bit that he's like flat broke because all of his like attacks explode the enemy, so he can't bring back any materials.
Yeah, everything's burnt.
Yeah, I love that because it's like, oh well, he's OP but he can't actually get along in this world because he just keeps destroying everything.
Yeah, but it's also the second let's just jump to the second episode where he basically has his main weakness, which is that he can't have needles despite him being the bandage.
I love that. I love that little jump cut to her like, let's take your blood, and he's like back and he's like in transformation stance. You hear the like bond on, like, oh my god, bro is ready to throw down.
Yeah, and of course, then we get to the scene that introduced you essentially to this, where it's like, she's basically showing off her adventure stats, and then it shows off his being a hyper battle DVD.
I had already seen stuff for this before this, but that's one of the things that made me, because I saw the trailer for the anime series a couple months back, and I was like, this looks awesome. I kind of want to watch it, but it has a manga, so I'm going to read the first chapter of the manga and like, because you know what I mean, I'm gonna get kind of how good it is from the manga. And
Yep.
I read it, I'm like, I like this so much that I'm actually gonna wait to just watch the anime. And watching the anime made me be like, okay, I'm gonna actually read both of these concurrently because I kind of want to see what they change up for the medium, especially with that hyper battle thing. That's not a thing you can really do in the manga. But like it playing a little DVD is so cute. It's so corny. I love that she's so confused. Why are punching and kicking different stats?
Yeah, and that's just how stats are written in Toku.
They really are.
Yeah. Also, we also this episode shows the really funny thing about how he basically just tries calling the robot no matter what, but it
he's
doesn't
in a
fit in
cave.
the cave.
I love that. That was great. Fantastic. I love the bit of like we're gonna have the Kizuna victory buster, and it's like, if someone's heart's not pure, we can't use this. Why are you using such an unreliable finisher?
Yeah,
and it's like it's not unreliable because obviously the hero's bonds are gonna go beyond this. But like, it's very funny.
Yeah. Also in the first episode we did get to see the quarry a lot, but in this episode we actually get to see the outdoor stage in Odaiba.
Yeah, I love the setup for that.
Yeah, because that's when we talk about Blue falling in love with one of the enemy generals. But I immediately saw that. I basically immediately went to my folder of Japan pictures, and I basically posted it in my watch party chat, like saying, "Hey guys, I know that spot. It's this place right here."
I love that it was Odaiba. I didn't mention that to my friend I was watching with. I should have remembered to. Mm-hmm. It was so good. I loved episode 3 too. Now we've got the like princess introduced, and she's got her like hero bodyguard. And I love his bit that he just fucking hates somebody. He's like, say what you really mean. I just don't want anyone else to come on our trip together.
Yeah, but it's also really fun. Well, just really quick though, but it's really funny. Like after the victory buster, they're all posing. They're wondering why the hell they're posing.
It's just the vibe.
Yeah, it's just everything you can think about in an isekai. But yeah, this one, like the moment I saw the opening, because I mean, I just watched the trailer, but I never actually read the manga. I just heard about it. But like the fact that he was blue, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be a blue-red rivalry, and I'm going to love it. Yeah,
it's very good.
Yeah, it's just so coded.
It really is. And then the third episode of like them having a fight, and then like you said, all right, time for my finishing move, and he just brings the mech out to fight. Yeah. And then I love that it's like, well, you're not gonna be able to hit me. Don't worry, I'm a huge fan of it. As he uses the sword as a fan and just blows him away like billions of miles away. And they were like, wait, did he just kill him? I didn't think about that.
Yeah, just don't question it. Just don't question anything that happens here. It's so funny. Oh. Yeah, it's so much fun, and I'm just
also
like,
again with the like going on the other side of like some of the isekai tropes. We have the like overprotective like parent who's like, all right, a dude's gonna stay with you. We got to bring out the shears. We can't let this happen.
Yeah.
But in general, really fun. I like that they're going on a journey together. I like that it's all being set up.
Yep.
And it's just fun. I'm just having a lot of fun watching it. The aesthetics are on point, the vibes are on point. And with
Yep.
that,
Talking about vibes that are on point. Oh my god, Gozyuger.
wow, that is definitely a cast of characters.
Yep, we have an ex idol,
Apparently a manipulative ex idol
yeah, a girl who just charms her way through life.
who is like a detective now, and apparently it might be because she got kicked out of the police academy.
Yeah, an actual asshole.
Which I think that's a brave choice for your Red Ranger. Like, what if he just sucked? I'm like, you know what? What if he did?
We were just done talking about Don Momotaro, man.
To be fair, yeah, and I love Don Momotaro, but he is a little bit of a piece of work.
And an antisocial outcast is trying to be social.
Yeah,
he just like me for.
I saw that post where it was like him, and I'm like, why they gotta keep giving him these fuck ass bowl cuts? I think it's funny. I think it fits with his vibe though. And cult leader, man.
Yeah, the cult leader. But you know, on like someone also did point out, like, you know, it's really nice that we have, like, you know, an older actor that's you know, that is part of the team.
Yeah,
like
always.
Yeah, I'm like, ah, man, this is gonna be great. But talking about said dude, apparently we might have I mean, I don't know when, but we're gonna have like a crossover episode for the first time in a while with Kamen Rider, because he, like, in one of the preview pictures, he's holding a human press.
Yeah, I have no idea what that's about. Very excited. That'll be really cool. Also, God, again, the outfits, these guys all look insane.
Yeah.
I am vibing with what they're putting down. I love that trailer. I love that we got the, like, versus Bryden versus Super Sentai versus Super Robo. Ending on that, like, big G Gundam style, like the robots standing on top of all the other robots.
Yeah, me being angry because Tokyo is like pretty much front and center at the bottom of his feet. I'm like, no!
Me because like Bundario is being brought back just to be killed again next season, bro. Dude, Bundario can't catch a break.
But apparently it's the Reds that have turned evil, and like apparently they only turn into the Reds as well too. So like, yeah, because we, like, in the trailer we actually see the blues chest armor above oh man, I forgot who he turned into, but it was like, you know, previous Red. It might have been Resol Red, I think. But yeah, like they just changed it to the Reds, it looks like. And
which is cool. I wonder if that's gonna mean that they're gonna have updates to like the battleizers and like the upgrade forms, because usually it's the Reds who get them.
Ooh, true.
So that might mean we actually might get like a Golden Momotaro versus Golden Scarab versus versus 119.
Yeah, but with all this insanity, it's like, you know, we looked at the writer, and like the writer is what, Inoue's daughter.
Yep, and people were like, "Yeah, this is a very Inoue like vibe coded show." So like that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like when I found out that like the Beastar author is the daughter of like the Baki author, and I'm like, this, like, vibes wise, makes so much sense.
I know, right? And not only that, like, you know, what is it? From what I've seen, like the Beastar's author, she wears like a mascot head everywhere she goes. Yeah. Oh, that's so wild. Yeah,
that's
but
just
yeah,
how
like,
it
you know,
is.
just absolute vibes. And talk about vibes, you know, like clap your hands. Ooh, that transformation sequence! I'm so excited to see that with the actual effects.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh man.
Oof, fantastic. But now, the thing we really got to talk about this week,
the penultimate episode
of
Boonboomger.
Final lap. I mean, everyone.
Like, seriously, this was the penultimate episode. What do you mean? It's the penultimate episode? We thought we had more time with them.
I mean, like I said, I think there's going to be a special episode, you know, which means that this Sunday, the 2nd, we get the last episode, and then the next Sunday, the 9th, is when we get that special episode that I think is supposed to be like a pre-Gozyuger thing.
Yeah.
And then the next is 16, which is Gozyuger. So, like, yeah, no. Penultimate, I guess, is right.
Yeah. And yeah, it just makes me sad. But yeah, like,
but also, it's been a really good, like, last bit. Like, the ending has been intense. I really like how we've ramped everything up from like all these little things coming together into finally being like up front and center. Chashiro has betrayed them. Joe and Break have been fucking caught. Taya tried to bring back Bundorio and they just didn't. Which
but yeah, and but also Yarkar is an auto monster, and like you said last week, it's just awesome how he looks.
Oh, he looks cool. I love that he's able to use all of the auto monster powers. I think that's a fun callback because wasn't it the who was the ones who had like the big little chest plates that had all the heads on them? That's kind of what it reminds me of. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember exactly.
But it was one of the anniversary seasons, and they had like the chest plate. I know it got used for like I think it's like Super Mega Force. But they had like the chest plate that had a bunch of the different Sentai heads on them. That's kind of the vibe I get, and he can use all the auto monster powers. And then the one thing that I didn't want to happen. The Sanseers are dead.
Yeah.
They exploded valiantly the same way Mad Rex did. As like a culmination of their arc, paying him back, saying like, if we're not going to be disposable, we're going to go out on our own terms and make sure you can't get what you want. That's awesome. I'm so sad. I'm so upset.
I really did not want that to happen, but at the same time, they went on the same way as their leader did,
and they did it like to pay back a favor when none of the other mechs were available too, and it was like we can do it. Also, rip like 1,000 Yaru cars.
Yeah, so many.
So many Yaru cars are dead.
Yeah. I'm just really sad because we really didn't if you've heard us, you know how much we love the Sanseers, and
I'm hoping they're alive somewhere somehow. I don't know, man. I'm hoping we get a good ending for them, but either way, like it was a really cool way for them to go out.
Yeah.
And I do love that it was them sticking to like their bit. Man, they were so cool. They were so good. I'm gonna love the Sanseers forever, probably as some of my favorite like bad guys in Toku. I love them so much.
Yep. And of course, we get the same edit. Roughly the same edit where Sakito is covering Chashiro because before we get to the last episode preview, Chashiro brought us some really bad news. But at the same time, as much as I hate what the news was, it was awesome because of the fact that we are starting this show and we are ending the show. It's such a good callback. Yeah. And it's being set up. Also, the thing that I hate the most about it is that like it was the ISS president who suggested it, being that like, look, the humans are basically just as bad. Yeah.
But it's going to be a merger wedding between Boon Pink and Spinder. And again, on like this is terrible, that's fucked up. It's up there, but also like you were saying, on the first episode ends with Mira not getting married and deciding to be a Boonboomger. The last episode is going to be her fighting to not be married.
Yeah, which is awesome. But like this episode preview like shows us so much. We see Genba's alien form. What else do we see here? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Joe is still undercover. And there's what else is gonna happen here?
They show so much random stuff, but they don't show like I feel like the important bits, and I'm just like, oh my god. Also, I do love that we end the episode with her being like, oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, exactly. Because like he's like, she had to deal with that in episode 1. Like,
yeah, and episode 1, oh man, episode 1 was so cool. It felt like such a good vibe, so classic. So like we're skipping the wedding, like I want to do what I want. Also, oh my god, dude, the single tear rolling down my eye when they get the phone call and Shirabe is like, I'll fight with you guys, I'm a Boonboomger too. And I'm like, someone give her a suit, please. There's only one episode left. Let her help.
Yeah, I like, even if it might not happen, if they do, this show is just fucking amazing.
This show's been so good. This one's so good. It's been good vibes. It's been silly. It's been serious. A lot of the stuff that was set up on like little side things ended up being like serious things here at the end.
Yeah. So I think I think depending on how it's gonna stick this landing, nothing's gonna beat Tokuger for me. I'm sorry, but it's definitely beat Akira Major for me, and I love Kira Major already.
I need to go back and watch that. Again, I haven't seen as much Sentai. I don't know if it can beat Don Brothers for me, but Don Brothers is a different kind of like. Don Brothers is not something that I like rationally, if that makes sense.
Look. We have made jokes about this, about how our favorite Sentai, and it's like, do we even count Don Brothers?
Don
Because
Brothers is
is
just
Don Brothers.
Yeah, and so, but it's been a really enjoyable experience. It's been a really good ride.
Yeah, like, oh, man.
And to be fair, like I feel like recently it's been like Don Brothers was its own thing, but it was really fun. King Oger was also really good.
Yeah.
And Boonboomger has been really great. So honestly, it's been really good just having back-to-back great Sentais. I hope Gozyuger continues the trend. Everything's been like great.
Yep. Yeah.
But as always, there's always something to like about a Sentai or a Rider season. Even if it's not for you, some people are gonna like it.
Oh man, but we'll see what happens there. But man, like seriously, ever since Kira Major, like it has not stopped being good. I love it.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about Kira Majors and Kaiser, and then obviously goes the ones I was just talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, you'll hear our reactions next week.
yeah, it's intense. And as always, thanks so much for listening. You guys will hear from us next week. And see you then. Later. This program is brought to you by
Our Unending Love of Tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
you can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.